Hey there guys, it is Tuesday, October the 27th, 2009. Hope you guys are doing well out there. I want to talk about the H1N1 situation. Let's go ahead and talk about the web bots a little bit and talk a little bit about market news today as well. Let's start with the market news. I think it's kind of interesting. The dollar has actually busted above a little bit of the resistance level at 76. It's now around 76.2 on the USDX. Which is kind of interesting. I think it's just a little bit of weakness in the equity markets, and seems to be weakness also in some of the other commodities as well. So there may be a little bit of shifting to the flight to safety, if you will. I doubt that lasts very much longer. One of the things that was very interesting, I'll post this in the sidebar. Here it is. I'll look at it right now. Case Shiller data, which is the real estate guys, right? U.S. home prices find a bottom. Yes, with more layoffs and people losing their jobs, things like that, absolutely, the buying frenzy will continue. Anyway, so enough of the news there. The markets are kind of flat right now. They're Dow's up about 50 points or so, trying to desperately get above 10,000 again, and perhaps it will. Who knows? It's so unbelievable now. Anyway, I did want to talk about the WebBot situation. Did they have anything out of it or not? Is there something to it? I don't know. What's interesting is, they mentioned a time of 5:12 a.m. I don't know if this is anything, but I went back and looked at yesterday and took a snapshot, and I'll post that as well. The intraday, stock chart for the Dow yesterday. And at 11:12 a.m., which is 6 hours off from the forecast, of course they mentioned they're off a little bit on the hours maybe, but at 6 hours later anyway, that's when the beginning of the Dow sell-off occurred, and we had a nice sell-off yesterday of a couple hundred points, from that point forward. So you'll see a line there, and you'll see pretty clearly it's 11:12 a.m. It'll even show it on the chart. So is there anything to that? I have no idea. It is interesting that we have. One of the largest commercial lenders go belly up on Sunday, and the tension language, if you will, at least those of us here at YouTube land, are certainly concerned about the H1N1, declaration of an emergency. So, I did want to talk about that some more too, guys. I'm kind of freaked out by this. I did my video yesterday about the inflation, did a little teaching about the fractional reserve system and all that sort of stuff, and after I got done with that, it kind of hit me. I knew we were getting screwed, but it really kind of hit me that, my God, we really are getting screwed totally, And I could do about a 5-hour video on the Federal Reserve System itself, but it just blows my mind when you tell people that the interest that is on the debt, we're paying to this Federal Reserve System. It's really a government contractor. They're not even part of the government. And it just blows people's minds, It just amazes me, and you can show them black and white that they are not part of the government, They're just not. I guess I'm just tired, guys. Forgive me. I'm kind of freaked out. After the video I did yesterday, I really just I did my stuff for the business, took some phone calls, made some phone calls, did some things I do every day, and I just came to this realization that, man, the banks are completely in control. There's just, you can't deny it. It's just out there. There's just so much proof about that. Who did the government rescue first? And they came out, they went to the banks rescue first, of course, and I'm just troubled, guys, And also, with this declaration of this emergency that President Barack Obama has said that we have an emergency now for H1N1, which, over 1,000 deaths. Do you realize more people die, they slip in a bathtub every year? We don't have an emergency for that. How many more people, get hit by a Mack truck when they step out on the street? You just have to ask yourself, something's up, and like I said, and there are plenty of YouTube users, and I think I'll post a link to one guy. He's a really cool guy. He reminds me of a biker dude, Sacramaniac. I'll post a link there too as well. Just a cool looking guy, probably far cooler than I will ever be, but He really has some great links and great research on this. But basically, for the first time in U.S. history, for the first time in United States history, we now have a sitting president who has the capability, under executive orders, to quarantine, to detain, to do whatever he wants as he sees fit under PDD51, numerous executive orders. And yeah, it may sound conspiratorial and all that, but there's nothing conspiratorial about this when the facts are there. These executive orders were signed, and because of the national emergency that he declared, he now can exercise them legally. It's unconstitutional, but it's completely legal now, right? And this is what blows my mind, guys, the most. I mean, first, we know the Federal Reserve System. We know all about that. Most of us out there, it's not governmental. We pay interest to it. And that's the reason why we have all these taxes, guys. It's not because the government's getting more expensive. I mean, that's certainly part of it. But it's just interest. I mean, this is why we have to have withdrawal, withholding, and we have to have property taxes. We have all these taxes because we have all this interest that we're paying to the Federal Reserve System. Okay? That's just fact. That's why we have all these taxes. So, but like I said, we have a sitting president who has basically, essentially, dictatorial powers. And the checks and balances and all that, where is that? I mean, now it's a pyramid structure. You got the executive branch, legislative, and supreme courts, right? I mean, judicial. But president is right here now. There's a reason why it's called the executive branch. He executes. He executes the laws of the land. That's why he's executive, not because he's high and mighty. The presidential branch is supposed to be just as equal as the other branches. And today, after the passage, well, actually back on Sunday, after he made the announcement, he now has dictatorial powers, essentially. And that's scary, guys. Because, when someone has absolute power, it does corrupt absolutely. I mean, it just does. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. It just does. Anyway, I'm just saddened, guys. I'm sorry for the rambling here. I'm just blown away by all this, and I still have a bad gut feeling. Webbots or not, or all the other prognosticators, I just got a bad feeling, guys. And I hung out with my kids a little bit yesterday, and they're just kids, and I had a great childhood, and even though it was back in the 70s with the crazy recessions and all that, but I just want the same for them. I just want them to look back on their childhood and have a happy memory too. It's not much to ask, and I don't know. Anyway, it's coming, guys, and I'll have to sit here on YouTube and we try to warn as many people as possible. But I've come to the conclusion there's just not enough time anymore. We can't wake up enough people to turn the tide. So all we can do now, basically, in my estimation, is to wake up enough people, let the collapse occur, and hopefully from the ashes we'll have enough people awake that we can rebuild something that truly resembles the original ideas of our Constitution or Republic, that promotes liberty and justice and things like that. The old ideals, and not have so much power in so few people's hands, but we'll distribute the power evenly like it's supposed to be. So that's all I got today, guys. I'll post those links like I mentioned, and I'd love to hear your comments. I really would love those comments and start a dialogue again like we had in a couple other videos, okay? Take care of each other, guys. Just keep our eyes open, and let's just pray and just hang in there together, okay, guys? Hope you guys have a terrific rest of the week. Please comment, rate, and subscribe to my videos, and we'll have some more information, I'm sure, coming up, okay? Thanks. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.